motherfucker. Straight flames putting fire on these motherfuckers. Turning up the heat in the mosh pits. Watch the crowd go crazy when I drop this. Left side go crazy when the drop hits. Right side go crazy when the drop hits. In the back they go crazy when the drop hits. Everybody go crazy when I drop this.
All right, Mohegan Sun, we're going to introduce our first fighter into the ring. Fighting out of this corner right here at the blue corner, please welcome Nicolas, the Living Dream, Hernandez.
Nicolas Hernandez from Lebanon, Pennsylvania, making his way to the ring. 36 pro fights on his resume. He's won 27, lost only 6, has 3 draws on his resume. 12 of those wins coming by knockout. Tough southpaw, born in Puerto Rico, spent most of his career fighting in Pennsylvania, specifically in Reading in Lebanon. Formerly promoted and managed by Marshall Kaufman during the height of his run in the early 2000s to the mid 2000s. And this is a fighter who was really starting to peak right around the time the COVID pandemic struck down the sport. And after that, he started fighting more in Dominican Republic, taking some fights south of the border, rebuilding the skill set and just working on the things that he needed to work on. 11 of his last 15 fights since the onset of COVID have been in the Dominican Republic, so he hasn't really been fighting too much on U.S. soil, but he has been around the block a long time. This is actually his 4th fight of the year as well, Ray. He had mentioned in March that he wanted to fight 8 or 9 times this year, but hit a bit of a roadblock in April when he lost one of his fights in the DR. So we wonder if that has set him back a bit and maybe made it more difficult for him to get all those opportunities to get to where he wants to be, which is a major world title opportunity. Now you come in here tonight against a guy like Chordale Booker, who has one of those regional titles that can get you into the rankings, the WBC silver title. This is a great opportunity for him to possibly make that climb and get to where he wants to be sometime before the end of this year. So I think for Hernandez, when he was offered this fight and he saw the title that was dangled in front of him there, it was a no-brainer for him to step up and take this opportunity.
You very rarely see left-hand Spanish.
Yes.
So it's going to be awkward just to see someone lefty in the Spanish and throwing a big right hook.
Introducing next into the ring, please welcome Chordale the Gift Booker.
You hear that roar from the crowd. The Stamford, Connecticut native Chordale Booker making his way to the ring. 19-1, 8 of those wins coming by knockout, and that 8th knockout was most recently here at Mohegan Sun in April against Daniel Oduku. You remember that fight, Ray? Got off to a little bit of a slow start, and then he started to pick up the pace midway through, and then he finally finished him off, and in that fight captured the then vacant WBC US silver title, which he now puts up on the line tonight for the first time since he won that back in April. Should be a very interesting fight. I think Hernandez still has a lot left in the tank at his age at 39, and Booker at 32 looking to make his big climb as well. As you see the tail of the tape here, very even across the board in terms of height and reach and weight and all those things, even experience. Very similar to these two fighters. The only difference, Hernandez a little bit older, more toward the tail end of his career, while Booker is really entering what he feels is his prime at 32. Booker was someone that got a late start in his career, as you remember, Ray. He had some trouble as a youth and used boxing as an outlet to channel all that aggressiveness and that anger into something positive. And here he is at 19-1. And a fighter who really throughout his career has sort of been self-made. He really never had a big promoter behind him to guide him in fights. He was put on some cards, on some televised Premier Boxing Championship cards, but really brought in as the guy to lose. And he went in there and he won those fights. And that, Ray, is how you do it.
Surprised him.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. And I'm happy that sometimes these guys get a belt like this and they just keep it on the shelf. He's defending it. And I think that I'm very honored of him to do that, to put that belt and defend it right away.
That's a good point, Ray. Guys win these titles and they do nothing with it. And then 15 months later, the belt's vacant again and someone else takes it. And then 15 months later, it's vacant again. The purpose of belts like this, I know people in boxing think there are way too many titles, and I agree to an extent. But anything associated with the WBC brings a true pedigree. It brings recognition. It brings clout.
Proclaim it. Just proclaim to, recognize you, that you got a belt on you.
And it puts you in the rankings, and it puts you in the eye of the power players in boxing, and Chordale Booker is now there. Booker really, in reality, has been there for quite some time. As we mentioned, he's had some fights where, again, not expected to win. He's gone in there and won, and he's made a name for himself. And here he is now, after all these years later, after 130-plus amateur fights, making his mark as a professional at 19-1. And by the way, what I love the most about him is the loyalty. When he found himself in trouble as a youth, he went into that gym. He started training with Ahmad Mickens, who was a former pro from Connecticut. Colin Albert also worked his corner. He has not left their side since then. And even after he suffered his first pro loss in April of 2022, a lot of guys, after they lose, they say, I'm ditching my team. I need a whole new team.
Yeah.
He said, no, my team is what got me here. We just need to sit down and have the difficult conversation that we need to have and figure out how to make it right.
I
And
always
since then,
say
he's
that.
done
Why get rid of the team you grew up with? Dedicate yourself to them. Let's fix it together.
And you look at Chordale Booker in the ring, rocking that Connecticut Sun jersey. Gifted to him by the Connecticut Sun, who play here in Mohegan. So we'll see if he can generate some of that magic from the very successful WNBA franchise. Let's send it up to Margaret Cressa. She has our introduction for this main event championship bout.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is 10 rounds in the super welterweight division. And this is for the WBC US Silver title. The current champ we have is Chordale the Gift Booker. And representing the WBC today is Michael George. Fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the white and black and gold trunks, weighing 154 pounds with a professional record of 27 wins, 6 losses, 3 draws, with 10 big wins coming from way of knockout from Reading, Philadelphia, Nicolas, the Living Dream, Hernandez. And his opponent fighting from across the ring out of the red corner, wearing the black and silver and white trunks, weighing 153 pounds with a professional record of 19 wins, 1 loss with big 8 knockouts from nearby Stamford, Connecticut. Let's hear it. Woo! The current WBC US Silver title, we have Chordale the Gift Booker. Our referee in charge of the action, Johnny Callis.
Nick, Chordale, you received your instructions in the dressing room. I want you to protect yourself at all times, but above all, obey my commands at all times. First command is right now, touch gloves. When the bell rings, come out and box. Good luck to the both of you.
It's time for our main event. Chordale Booker in the black trunks taking on Nicolas Hernandez in the white. This one is 10 rounds for the WBC US Silver Super Welterweight title. And Ray, we had some fireworks yesterday at the weigh-in as both fighters stepped off the stage after weighing in. Nicolas Hernandez kind of bumped Booker on the way by, and Booker took exception and certainly let that be known.
Let's see these fireworks going to carry into the ring.
And you always wonder if fighters can check their emotions at the door, so to speak, when the bell rings. And you want to see a little bit of both, right? You want to see that aggressiveness, and you want to see that fire, but you also want to be calm and collected when you're in there as well.
The thing I like about Chordale, he's a very patient fighter. You know, he's I complained before, like I always do, that he was too patient. But his patience works for him. He knows when to pull that trigger. He shut me up like everybody else has been doing.
Booker back where he belongs at 154. He had taken a loss in his bout at 160 back in April of 2022. That was a fight that he took for the opportunity. The money was there. The title opportunity was there. It didn't go his way. And he put a lot of the blame on himself, Ray, and said, you know what? I wasn't being receptive to information at the time, and I wasn't coachable. And you don't hear a lot of fighters admit that.
No, they blame themselves by saying he's not coachable. It's very respectful when you say that.
It goes back to what we say about Booker sticking with that same team since day one.
that team brought him to national titles, amateur titles, and it brought him to
19 wins as a pro.
Yeah, 18 wins as a pro. Why blame them because of one loss? Maybe it's something we can fix together.
Halfway through round number 1 here, Hernandez and Booker for the WBC US Silver Super Welterweight Championship. And once again, Michael Parenti and Sucre Oliveira bringing you all the action ringside, live on Spectation Sports.
Booker must have seen something, some tape or something, because he's usually the guy on the toes and boxing, making miss. He's not being the aggressor, like overpowering, but he's coming forward and working with his punches. He just landed with a beautiful right hand over the top.
That's right. No te me tires así. No te tires así. Camina, no corras.
Hernandez, as we mentioned, last fought in April, lost to Angel Rosa Martinez in the Dominican Republic, and that was his third fight of the year. This tonight is his 4th fight of 2023. He's had nice success of late, 12-2-1 in his last 15 fights. This is going back to 2021, so he's really turned things around after a string of tough losses on U.S. soil.
Very awkward, too. You see 2 lefties out there at the same time. Usually people try to stay away from lefties. These 2 couldn't. They're both lefties.
Hernandez describes himself best as a pressure fighter and a volume puncher. We'll see if Booker has to deal with that sort of aggressiveness in this fight. And you mentioned Booker, a very patient fighter, as we've noted in previous bouts. Certainly willing to take what comes in and take the fight where it goes. And there's the bell for round number 1. So bit of a feeling out rate for both sides.
That was definitely a fill out round for both sides. Of course, you got to take the belt from the champion. So, you got to give that round to Booker. He was the more aggressive, landing more of the shots there. But like we always say, you got to take that round. As you can see here, Booker was working coming forward off that jab, and he's throwing that check hook in the right hand right over, left hand over his right jab.
Booker, very much a boxer puncher, and you've seen that in the past, and you know that it reflects a bit on the record at 19-1. Only 8 of those wins by knockout, but he's the type of fighter that can score those knockouts by breaking down the opponent. He's not a one-punch type of knockout guy.
He's got respectful power, not knockout puncher. He's not Mike Tyson out there, or Roberto Duran or Tommy Hitman Hearns, but he got respectful power. That he will hurt you and come back with 3 more big punches, but the referee will jump in and stop it.
Booker going for his 3rd consecutive win, all since suffering his first defeat in April of 2022. Has been working exclusively with CS in the interim and getting a lot of opportunities here in his home state. He fought in Hartford, he fought here in Mohegan Sun now twice. He's starting to go to work here in Hernandez, working the body, working upstairs, changing the eye levels.
Booker is definitely digging that left hook to the body.
I love seeing guys who fight on angles as well, which we've seen from Booker, being able to turn his body and attack from a different angle.
Booker is very sneaky. You think his head is there in the middle, but as soon as you throw a punch, he dips to the left or the right, and he gets it out the way. He's very sneaky. You think it's there, and then suddenly his head's not there, and y'all getting hit.
1 minute into round number 2. This one is scheduled for 10 in the super welterweight division. And again, it's being contested for Booker's WBC US Silver title, which he won in April, now making his first defense only 4 months later. Nice shot there by Booker. Again, those left hands going to work.
You see how sneaky he's taking his left hand and pulling Hernandez's left hand down and chopping back with that left. He's throwing right over to that earlobe. Right from the temple. Beautiful body shot.
Doubling up on those hooks to the body. Now Hernandez trying to charge forward. Booker very elusive defensively. Really one of his strongest assets. His ability to avoid trouble,
Yeah.
land a few shots, get out of the way, land a few more, and
Like I
not
said,
really
he's
take much.
very sneaky.
Yeah.
You think he's there in the pocket, and he just slips out of there and hits you with a combination.
1 minute to go here in round number 2. Michael Parenti and Sucre Ray Oliveira bringing you all the action on Spectation Sports. Summer Heat live from Mohegan Sun, promoted by CES Boxing.
Sube el gancho. Sube el gancho. Ya.
Booker's blinding him with that right jab, then he sneaks that left hand right over his temple. Right there.
There it is
He
again.
just did it.
A short left hand by Booker. It's been
Camina, no brinque. Camina para el frente. Cuando va para el
a weapon earlier on. As we go to the 30-second mark here, round 2. And
Again.
again with that left.
He kept landing those left hands. He's going to make that right eye swollen.
Booker really picking up the pace here in round 2, even earlier than expected, even earlier than the last fight. It really took more rounds as he got going against Aduku, but he's found really something here against Hernandez that's working.
Gancho de izquierda, déjalo caer.
Beautiful right jab.
And there's the bell for round number 2, and Ray, while it's early, it just looks like Booker's a step ahead.
He's definitely a step ahead. I think he's taking a lesson from Spencer with that right jab. You know, everyone's like, wow, your power hand's in front. Well, if I can eat you with that power hand jab as he's going right there, he's digging that body, chopping that left hand over the top, and then look at that jab. It's right there,
Yeah.
right over the top of that earlobe.
Triples up on that jab, makes Hernandez think about it, and it just leaves that opening for that left.
He thinks that jab's coming up, and then his left comes right over, and then he comes back to that body, digging.
I love the body work. We've seen it all night on this card. Elite body work by a lot of the great local pros.
Yeah, you know, which tells me, you know, they're watching us old-time boxers. They're watching, they're listening, and they're doing.
And as you know, Ray, you're never too old to learn something new.
No, never.
And a lot of these fighters are taking that advice. And
We may be them old men to get off our lawn, but we're doing it for a reason.
Round 3, again, scheduled for 10. Michael Parenti and Sucre Ray Oliveira. Ringside from Mohegan Sun Arena, bringing you all the action on Spectation Sports. We thank you for spending your Saturday night with us. Where else would you want to be?
There's no other place but Mohegan Sun.
Love it. Always a great place to watch a fight. Historically, some of the best fights in the world have been here. Fight of the century, Ward and Gotti back in 2002. So this arena famous for some great performances, and Booker trying to stake his claim to the next great one here against Nicolas Hernandez, our main event of the evening. Nice combination there.
Left hand, right? That jab is blinding. The left comes right over the top, and he digs right back to the body. He's an executioner. He's just hitting every button on that elevator.
Booker looking great early on, as good as we've seen him look since the first time we saw him back in Hartford. I remember he had a very awkward opponent in that fight.
He hurt
Here he
him
goes
there.
again now.
3
Hernandez
right
hurt.
hands left hands over the top. Oh my God.
Hernandez just trying to wrap him up and buy some time. A lot of time though left in this round.
Yeah, Booker right as patient, and watch that jab come right out again. Blind him and left hand over the top.
And that's the thing, Ray. He's very patient. You won't see him charge it and get wild. He's just going to stick to that game plan. It's what you called respective power. Nice uppercut there.
Oh my God, he's not missing out one punch.
Oh, again.
there.
Uppercut followed by the short left hook, and a right hand now by Booker.
You see what I mean by sit? He's sitting down, Booker. He's sitting down and letting his hands do the talking.
Booker really starting to pick apart Hernandez. And to Hernandez's credit, he keeps coming forward, but Booker's shots just have a lot more steam on him.
See, it looks like Hernandez is catching him, but Booker's allowing that to happen to counter that.
Yes. There's that right jab, the left hand again. Booker staying consistent, going to the body, going back upstairs, not getting too fixated on one spot.
He's so patient in there. As we've seen with Spencer and Crawford, the patient fighter.
And you're right, because one of two things could happen. You could either panic or get overexcited, and Booker never really seems to fall into either category.
He doesn't at all.
30 seconds, again to
that
the body.
body shot hurt. That body shot hurt.
And he followed up with a left upstairs, which you'd love to see.
Again. And watch him
Again
come
to the
back
body.
to the head. Watching him right back to the head now.
You left.
10 seconds to go here in round 3.
Arriba. Dóblalo. Ahí.
And Ray, this one is scheduled for 10, but I'm not sure it's going to go 10 if Booker continues to pick apart Hernandez like he's been doing.
Booker is a champion because he's doing well. Could he? Someone else would probably say, all right, what's the difference between him and the last fight? You said that that person, Wilson had that guy,
Yes.
and he didn't jump on it. Booker's going 10 rounds. He knows he has 10 rounds to get this guy out of there. He hasn't missed with not one punch. Look at that. He'll throw a triple right hand and hit him. One. And you look, it looks like Hernandez, there he goes, triple right hand. He hits him. So why do I got to get him out of there?
Right.
I'm just going to beat him down, have some fun, get some work in here, and the referee will do the job for me and stop it.
That's a very good point, and that could very well happen in this fight if this trend continues with the way Chordale Booker is just going at Nicolas Hernandez. And we have a front row seat here for Hernandez's corner, really trying to get him motivated and back in the fight. And you know how it goes, right? Sometimes 1 or 2 shots can change the course of a fight and get a fighter back in the game mentally, but it's going to take a lot, obviously, for Nicolas Hernandez at this point to get back in this fight here, as Booker just seems to get better with every round.
He definitely, what I just saw, and it disturbs me a little bit, can't use that word hate. When I see a fighter like Hernandez getting beat like that, and the corner's in your face yelling at you.
Yeah.
I just got beat down out there. And you're yelling at my face, calm me down. Talk to me, relax me. Don't yell at me. I'm already getting my butt beat out in that last round.
You're right, not everybody responds to that kind of tutelage.
No.
You got to know your fighter. Round 4, scheduled for 10 in our main event. Chordale Booker in the black trunks, the Gift taking on Nicolas Hernandez in the white. This one being contested at the super welterweight division. It's our main event of Summer Heat presented by CES Boxing.
Oh
and
my
Booker
God,
just keeps
that
going
left
to work.
hand is not missing. He
No,
comes back to left
he's
hook.
wobbly now.
Then he goes back to that body. He's just hitting everywhere.
Hernandez keeps coming forward, but it may be working against him as Booker just continues to pick him apart.
Double left hook. Oh my God. Beautiful uppercut and double right hand. Them shots are hurting.
Booker keeps working the body, back upstairs with the left, another right hand, and now another left by Booker.
Double left hook. Oh my God.
He is just teeing off on Nicolas Hernandez.
He hasn't missed a punch yet.
No.
I don't care what anyone says. He has not missed.
He's like a heat-seeking missile. Everything seems to be finding its target here in this fight.
He better go play the lottery after this. He's in the casino. He better go out there and
The
gamble.
luckiest man in the building. 1 minute to go in round 4. And Booker just putting on a clinic here against Nicolas Hernandez. And like you mentioned, Ray, you wonder at what point does somebody else step in?
Does the corner step in? Does
corner, the doctor, the referee?
step in? I think the doctor will more than anything.
I think for now, as long as Hernandez fights back and shows some resistance, they'll be more prime to let it go. But again, we've seen this in fights. I remember Paulie Malignaggi had a fight stop where they just said, hey, you're not going to win this fight. You're not going to take any more damage. And, that's the judgment call
And
that
that's
the
the
officials
same
have
thing
to
here.
make.
You're taking too much damage. You're not going to win. Booker hasn't missed a punch.
And he hasn't taken too many in return either here as we get to 30 seconds to go in round 4.
I think Booker closed his eyes and hit him. Look at this.
Referee
Oh
Johnny
my
Callis
God.
on top of it as Booker lands again. Oh, another left hand by Booker,
Oh
followed
my
by the right.
God. Some people say, well, why ain't the referee stopping it? Hey, I'm allowing you to fight. That's what the kind of referee John Callis is.
Sure.
He allows you to fight.
And you get a little more leeway in the main event title bout. There's no question about that. Another round of the books, another complete round by Chordale Booker, and the gift just keeps on giving here tonight at Mohegan Sun Arena. He has been absolutely tremendous. Look at some of these replays here, Ray.
Somebody name a punch he missed. Hit, 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 hit. Go out there and play a slot machine. You're going to hit.
Everything is snapping Hernandez's head back as Booker just seemed to be landing at will at
How much
points in this
damage
fight.
is Hernandez going to take? How much is Carnes going to give him? How much? Definitely how much?
You see ringside physician Dr. Michael Schwartz advising the second ringside physician to check him out after this round. So Ray, as you mentioned, they're going to let him get that full minute of rest.
But if you do, make it quick, very quick.
I see this probably one more round. If they don't stop it now, they're going to stop it after it.
And
If he gets hitting like this.
You heard Schwartz tell the physician to make it real quick in this look. It's not a timeout, which is at her discretion. So it looks like she's going to let him go here.
Look, see, now they call
Okay,
it
now they
timeout.
call him over. And you can see now up close, Hernandez is pretty bruised. The crowd doesn't like it. They want to see this fight go because obviously it's very entertaining, but
Everyone been locked up in the house because of COVID. They want to see somebody get hurt.
ringside physician doing her due diligence. She's going to let him go. And it comes down to just being able to answer the questions that you want answered. Round 5 about to get underway. We'll see how much more Hernandez has in the tank as Booker just continues to apply pressure.
This is when I say the corner should stop a fight. It's only the 5th round.
Yeah.
He hasn't done absolutely nothing to change it. The first punch Booker throws, he hits him.
He wins again. It's been a reoccurring theme tonight for Chordale Booker, and again, there's that left hand.
Usa la cintura, por instinto, por instinto. Usa la cintura por instinto.
I can see another triple left coming.
And the problem for Hernandez is he's spent the whole fight on the defensive. He really can't let his own hands go.
No.
I mean, very few opportunities for him to find any sort of space and execute anything, whether it's a 1 or 2 punch combo. It's been all Booker, and it's been all Hernandez kind of tightening
The
up that
only part of him
defense.
that's playing defense is his face.
Yes. You're right, whatever he's doing
I don't
is
mean
not
to make
working.
fun of this, but you know, when
It's
great
the
fights
reality
like
of the
this,
situation,
yes.
sure.
Por encima, por encima.
Another overhand left there by Booker.
Ahora tú, sácala. El López, si está pegadito. Esa es la que coge
Even the short little punches are landing, right? Even those distance-finding jabs are all landing for Booker.
I mean, this is a time where is Booker saying I'm landing so much, I want to take it easy on him. Get the eye of the tiger.
Yeah.
It sounds terrible, but dig down and just get him out of there. You're helping him out by getting him out of there.
You never want to, I agree, you never want to let anybody think they can get back in the fight. Nice shot there by Hernandez.
Yeah, nice shot. Booker again didn't move though.
It's one of the few shots that Hernandez has landed. Now his corner urging him to keep going. See if he can gain some momentum here in round 5. 1 minute to go here in the 5th. Booker trying to load up that double jab and the big left. There it is again. Booker doing so well fighting on the inside. Those little short left hooks, those right hooks, all landing as you mentioned, right?
Today is the day of people I'm saying shouldn't stay inside, and they're staying inside and winning.
Derecha, izquierda. Gancho y gancho. Open gancho. Gancho arriba.
Even though Hernandez is looking much better this round, you still want to check him to make sure he's okay. You know, because he was taking big punches this round.
You're right.
He did do a lot better, but he took some more big punches.
There hasn't been as overwhelmingly in favor as Booker as the previous rounds,
Yes.
but still obviously in complete control of the fight. And you would think that even with minimal damage in this round, the referee still wants to, or the physician rather, would still want to check him out.
Exactly.
I mean, if anything, he's certainly not going to heal up in that time frame. That much we know.
See, here it is, Booker right here. You know, he's calm in there. Yeah, he took a break this round,
Sure.
basically. You're going to say Hernandez was better this round. Booker took a break. That's what we do. With the 10 rounds, the 5th round is where you take your break. You win it barely. If you lose it, you lose it. Then you come back and get back to where you're going. I think that's what Booker did that fight, that round right there. This is my break round. Now let
from
me
the
catch
fighter's
on.
standpoint, is it an opportunity to reset or just try not to gas out early in the fight?
It's not the gas. I just, you know, I got to get a rest in there. You know, I'm gonna pick a round. I'm up 4 rounds to 0, dominating. I'm still gonna win this round. Let me just take a break by letting this guy think he's in it, where he'll make a better mistake and I can hit him even more. It's like almost saying, like the Red Bull. Here's the red blanket. Oh, it's gone. I stabbed you.
Round 6 underway. We're halfway through this fight. This one being contested for the WBC U.S. Silver Super Welterweight title. Chordale Booker, your champion in the black trunks, taking on the challenger Nicolas Hernandez in the white. And it's been all Chordale Booker through 5 rounds. And Ray, as you mentioned, everything seeming to find its target for Chordale Booker tonight. Probably as effective as he has looked since we have been seeing and covering his fights here.
These are the fights that are scary. Why is scary? Because you look so well. Sometimes you go back to the drawing board and don't train as hard because you think, oh, I'm going to look like this all the time. But that's up to the trainer. No, we got to keep this working hard. We got to stay the way we are.
And Booker was in that position at 17-0. He admits that he was starting to cut some corners in camp and wasn't doing everything he needed to do. And that's what contributed to that knockout loss back in April of 2022. He readily admits that he wasn't taking the advice of his team. He wasn't being coachable. And more importantly, wasn't doing all the little things that he had previously done. So hopefully for Booker's sake, that's the learning lesson he needs. That even if he comes out here and let's say he finishes off this fight and it's a near flawless performance.
This will be the test.
This will be the
to
test.
see if he does that, if he falls into that trap again. If he does it, then he learned.
Nice body shot there by Booker. That little short left to the body. Hernandez trying to fight back on the inside as Booker closes in. 1:25 to go in round 6. Little flurry by Hernandez, not much landing there. Instead, Booker lands with that short left on the exchange.
See, by the naked eye, it looks like Hernandez is doing much better. Let's give him this round. No, because Booker is still landing at ease at every shot.
Tira tú con él. El jab y el tuyo. Él tira el jab, tira el tuyo.
Booker buying his time. He's been incredibly patient in this fight. A very rare combination of patience and aggressiveness. You don't see it that often, but Booker seems to have found the equilibrium. 30 seconds now to go in round 6. Booker getting upstairs with that left hook. Again now with the right. Booker continuing to execute the game plan, going to the body, going back upstairs.
Beautiful inside boxing. This is the fight people wanted to see, the fight we thought we would see. But still dominating by Booker.
And credit to Nicolas Hernandez as we get the final bell of round 6. By continuing to come forward and continuing to fight, Hernandez has made this a very entertaining fight.
He made it interesting. He's getting beat down, but he made it interesting.
Despite the fact that it's more or less one-sided, it's a very entertaining one-sided fight because Hernandez is still coming to fight. He's still coming forward.
Yeah, you can see it here, you know. Yes, he made it interesting by standing there and throwing some punches, but Booker is still teeing off on him, being much clearer with the punches.
4 more rounds to go here. Chordale Booker putting on a clinic against Nicolas Hernandez and appears to be well on his way to defending his WBC U.S. Silver Championship in the 154-pound weight class and would be win number 20 if he indeed does get it, and that could start to really open up the door for some bigger opportunities. And Booker has had some big opportunities in his career. He's taken advantage of most of them, but there's still more to come.
That door is opening back up. It wasn't closed.
No.
It wasn't locked. It was just halfway ajar. And now it's opening back up for him.
And at 32 now would be the time for Booker to make that big push late in 2023 and try to move forward. So to Hernandez's advantage, he has not been checked out by the ringside physician in any of the last 2 rounds as he's not taking an overly aggressive beating during that stretch. It's just been a more slower paced dominance by Booker over the 5th and 6th. And here we are in round 7. And we'll see if Booker, maybe a couple of rest rounds if he starts to pick up that pace again here in the 7th.
La cortadita. Ahí. Tíralo. Tira. Open.
Booker to the body now, upstairs again on Hernandez. Nice back and forth action early in the 7th round. Both guys coming out to fight.
But there he goes, got hit with 6-punch combination. That was a 6-punch combination, not a 3-punch combination.
Big rights and lefts. They're starting to find their distance again for Chordale Booker. And he's starting to pick up the pace that we saw in rounds 3, 4, and 5.
Tira, tira, tira. Ahí, tira más. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Open y gancho, open y gancho. Open y gancho. Un paso atrás y el gancho, un paso atrás y el gancho.
In fights like this, right, they start to
Por
get
encima de la derecha.
more to a slower pace as you go along. I mean, no matter how good you are, it's hard to keep up that pace for 10 rounds. And Booker was on almost an unmanageable pace through the first 4.
That's your name, Real Alvarez. It's hard to keep this pace going. Punches and punches. But, you know, people go, like Hernandez is getting back into the fight. He's touching Booker more. Maybe Booker's allowing it to, you know? And because your punches ain't that hard. You're on the defense and you're throwing punches, but they're not hard. So you're touching me, but you're not hurting me. Every punch I'm hitting you with, I'm hurting you.
Another 2-punch combo by Booker. Oh, and a big uppercut and a right. And now Hernandez is backing up again. And here comes Booker. Final minute of round 7.
You can see as they're throwing, Hernandez is on his back heel. Every time he gets hit, he backs up. When Booker gets hit, he doesn't move. He's done.
Left hand by Booker sends Hernandez crashing headfirst through the ropes.
This is where
we'll see if Johnny Callis lets it continue.
He's on his heels.
He's
on his
backing up.
heels. Yes, he's bouncing, but he's on his heels.
All right, Johnny Callis says, let's go. 26 seconds to go in round 7. And a big knockdown again by Chordale Booker.
And
that's going to do it.
He was on his heels, I told you. He was on his heels, and that right hook did it.
Chordale, the Gift Booker, defends his WBC U.S. Silver title with a scintillating 7th round knockout. Arguably the most complete performance of his career. One of the most impressive fights I've seen from him since he began fighting for CS back in 2022. What a great job by Booker.
Those are the wins I say that fighters need. He defended his title. Instead of holding that belt and just keeping it on the shelf, I'm going to defend it. And I'm going to give an extraordinary event. And he did that today. That door is wide open for him. His name is back in there, and people should start talking about Chordale Booker right now. But he deserves a big belt.
So Chordale Booker, as we see the closing moments here in round 7.
Like I said, look, Hernandez is on his back heel. Yes, he's touching Booker, but Booker's sitting. He's not backing up. He's just countering these punches. And he's on his back heel right there.
That last left to the temple.
The rope saved him from falling through in one punch. Boom.
Bang.
I'm done.
Quick right hook right out of the break. And that sent Hernandez crashing to the canvas for good. A spirited effort by Hernandez, but Chordale Booker was just much too much in this fight. A truly complete performance from round 1 through 7. Even with a proverbial rest round, maybe in 5 and 6, he picked up that pace again in the 7th, and was absolutely tremendous down the stretch and closing it out tonight. So that begs the question now, what's next for Chordale Booker? I'm excited to find out. I think there's a great big opportunity on the horizon.
Yes.
This weight class is red hot right now. You've got Demetrius Andrade, you've got Jamel Charlo, you've got so many great fighters and great opportunities for not only notoriety, but money. And that's what it's all about, right?
Let those names, just let them all beat up each other. Let them all beat up each other. This young man will still be there, and when they're beat up, he could just jump right in there and get them a great fight, if not win. He is patient. He has power. He could take a punch. We've seen that all today. He's a full package. He changed my mind. I drank his Kool-Aid. I tell everybody else, drink his Kool-Aid.
Another great job by Chordale Booker, winning his 3rd consecutive fight and career victory number 20 in the books. And an absolute dominant performance tonight here at Mohegan Sun Arena in our main event of Summer Heat. So with that said, Booker gets the W. We're now going to send it back into the ring. Margaret Cresta is there with the official decision.
All right, Mohegan Sun. At 2 minutes and 41 seconds into the 7th round, referee Johnny Lupino lets us know that we have a KO. So your winner Chordale, The Gift, Booker, and WBC US Silver Champion. Woo!
There it is, 2:41 into the 7th round. Chordale Booker successfully defending his title in his first attempt. Let's send it back into the ring with our winner, Chordale The Gift Booker.
Keep it going, keep it going. How you doing, champ? How you feeling?
What's up, man? I'm feeling great. I'm feeling awesome. Mohegan Sun, what's up? Mohegan Sun, what's up? Once again, y'all showed out. Y'all showed out. Thank you guys for coming here to support me. Can I have somebody come to the ring?
Yeah, somebody come to the ring.
I want Tony Harrison at least to come to the ring.
Can we get Tony Harrison to come to the ring? He wants you to come to the ring. Former world champion, Tony Harrison, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's hear it, baby.
Clap it up, clap it up. I was yelling in the corner too, my voice is gone. Where's Alicia? Is Alicia coming in?
I wanted Tony Harrison in the ring because I wanted everybody to give a round of applause to Tony. He a world champion who came out, flew out here to come support me. He a big inspiration to me, and without him bringing me back to his camp, you know, it brought me back here. It got me in tune and let me know I was missing something in boxing. I needed to train harder, and without that experience, I wouldn't be here. So I just want to thank him.
Tony Harrison. I was seeing online they calling you the garbage man.
Yeah, I'm the garbage man. Yeah, I'm the garbage man. Right now I'm the garbage man because everybody who out here with these good records, but they fighting all garbage fighters, trash fighters. That's who I want to fight until I could get those big names like Charlo, Fundora, all the guys at the 154, James Metcalf, all these guys at the top. That's who I want to fight, and that's why I'm here. I'm fighting everybody who they put in front of me so I can get to that spot.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Another Saturday of sanitation.
I want to thank all my sponsors. I want to thank CES. I want to thank Jimmy Birchfield, of course. Without you, I wouldn't be here. Over and over, I want to thank Mohegan Sun. And I want to thank my man, Steve Fader. Where's Steve at? I don't know where you at, but put your hand up, Steve. Everybody give Steve a round of applause. Because Steve been holding me down my whole career. Everything I needed, Steve was there. Everything. It wasn't a time that Steve wasn't there. Anytime I was in boxing hell, he was there with me. I love you, Steve. Thank you, Mohegan Sun. Let's go.
Clap it up for Chordale, the Gift / Garbage Man, Booker.
So once again, Chordale Booker, you're a winner and improving to 20-1. Ray, here's a look back at some of the action from tonight in this main event.
He couldn't miss. If he spit on him, he wouldn't miss. You know, he double right hands, double left hands, body shots to the top, moving, slipping. Even when he got hit, he counted it. Just look at this. They call him the garbage man. They said, damn, he took out that garbage today. Come to my house, take out my garbage, please. I got plenty of stuff you could take out. I called it. I knew it was going to happen. This guy has opened up doors for himself with a beautiful performance like this. He just called out a bunch of other fighters that he wants to fight. I would love him to fight Charlo. Unfortunately, Canelo's going to beat up young Charlo.
Right, you're going to get to him first.
And that's a good time to fight him. They're going to sleep on Booker. And I think Charlo will take that fight thinking it'll be an easy fight for him, but it will not be an easy fight for Charlo.
I think you're right, Ray. I think Booker's been someone who's been slept on most of his career, but people are really starting to wake up now after tonight's performance. What a great night of action we had here at Mohegan Sun Arena for Summer Heat. Fantastic from top to bottom. I want to thank everybody for joining us on Spectation Sports. Of course, I want to thank Sucre Ray Oliveira for joining me in the booth once again. From Michael Parenti and Ray Oliveira, we are signing off. We will see you next time at the fight.
these motherfuckers. Straight flames putting fire on these motherfuckers. Turning up the heat in the mosh pits. Watch the crowd go crazy when I drop this. Left side go crazy when the drop hits.